Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light.
Let's go. Woke up like I'm on a mission, I'm 007. The teacher is back, so get ready, cause class is in session. Everyone listen up, this ain't a test but a lesson. Everyone listen up, this ain't a test but a lesson. Now it's so crazy. Y'all pay attention, it's a couple dudes that I'm about to mention. No kin to me, no friend to me, no enemies but literally. What's up, everybody out there in TV land watching? You are now tuned in to All Hip Hop with Exodus Swift. I'm your host, Exodus Swift. Now, generally on this show, we like to talk about things all hip hop, relating to hip hop, as far as up and coming stuff in hip hop, But I wanted to switch it up, add variety to the show. So today, I got a real special guest from Detroit doing something positive, trying to bring the city up. Why don't you start by introducing yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Kellen from Detroit Reborn, and what we're doing is we do t-shirts to improve the community and focus on making positive images for the city. So I've been working on this for about 2 years, and it's just a project that I really feel that we have to increase having a positive image here in the city for.
I definitely agree with that. Now look, I sent you some questions. I don't know if you're nervous. I sent you some questions. I mean, millions of people watching, like I said. All right, the first question is, what made you want to get into the clothing business?
Really, it was all about having a vehicle for that message, promoting positivity and really working together. So I thought about what would be something I could have a bunch of billboards promoting that same image. I already see so many T-shirts where it's negative stuff and it's East versus West or things like that. And I thought that T-shirts would be a good medium to promote something positive and really give us something every day. And especially since in the city, fashion is huge. So,
Yeah.
I thought that's another great way to spread that message. Is something that we already love is, dressing nice. So why not have something that's positive and nice at the same time?
Yeah, and without really going into the second question, I completely understand that point because I see the clothes people wear now. It's two fingers with the tongue sticking out, YOLO, this and that. I think I seen one shirt not too long ago. It was like 15, 16-year-old had it on. So if you can snort it, pop it, it's like, yo, what's that? So when I see something that's for positivity involving Detroit, like Detroit Reborn, that's huge to me. How did you get the idea?
Well, it was actually I wasn't living in the city at the moment. Like I'm born and raised in the city, but me and my wife, I was living on Ypsilanti. I went to EMU, and I was watching from the outside, seeing like all these different companies coming in and different things happening. And I said, wow, we really are having a change here in the city. And I said, I want to be a part of it. So I was thinking, like, well, what was really happening? We're having a rebirth. Like, we're turning things back around. And it's not just the outsiders, but it's also people directly from in the city. So that's what made me and my wife, we moved from Ypsilanti, came back to Detroit. And that's how we got the idea started.
What part of Ypsilanti?
I stayed right near EMU campus. So,
Oh, sorry to hear that. All right, next question. I sent this earlier. So I'm from Detroit, born and raised. I've always felt like it's something that needs to be done to help our city. So the message of Detroit Reborn, that's something I feel is very possible. Do you dream for seeing Detroit make it? And is that is the reason, and is that the reason that you chose to name Detroit Reborn?
yeah, of course, I definitely want to see our city get back to the status of a great city, and I think that that's very possible. One big thing is that it take us all working together to achieve that, and I think that that was the reason why I looked at it as this rebirth because it was everyone, it was all hands on deck working toward that common goal of getting us back toward prosperity and getting back toward where we really should be. Um, the name in itself, yeah, like I said, it was really based off of almost even the ideal of a phoenix. You know, where you rebirth from sometimes tough situations, but you can see what comes from it is a lot of beauty, and that's really a big founding part of Detroit Reborn.
I like that answer. It's so many years of me when I grew up in Detroit. For so many years, I've seen people from Detroit that became successful. That should be helping other people come up, become successful also. But it's like it's been like crabs in a barrel, people pulling each other down, which shouldn't have been the case. It's like I've seen rap artists that's made it out, and it's other rap artists that they don't give a shot to, whereas whether it be franchises that become successful, is to outsiders, we have a reputation of not so much as helping each other. We've been talked about that. They got little memes and stuff they post on Facebook. You know, this is Detroit artists stepping over each other. This is Detroit businessmen and successful people. And every time I see stuff like that, I think back. We was a great city. That's what happened. I mean, the greatness is still there. We was a great city. I never want to see the downfall of Detroit ever. I was born and raised here. I know the history of Detroit. A lot of people who look from the outside looking in, they got so much negativity. Oh, Detroit's the most violent place in the world. It's, murder capital. I've seen the beautiful parts of Detroit.
Absolutely.
So when I see your brand and it says Detroit Reborn, and it's all about bringing back the beauty in Detroit, the beautiful parts that there is, I'm all for it. And I think that message, it just don't need to be spread clothing wise. It need to be spread music wise. It need to be spread every type of way possible. It can be spread because it's a lot of it happening where people are looking at our city saying, I don't want to go there. I don't want to not be there. Let's get away from you. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Absolutely.
do you agree with me? Is it just
Oh
me?
yeah, no. You're right. You're right. It's a lot of people. A lot of negative things get highlighted, and that's the thing that we really need to show. That it's more than those negative news, articles and news reports of,
Yeah.
just murder and things like that. Because it's tons of people and groups that are working together and that are organizing and working to rebuild our city the way that we want to see it. So it's not that simple. The story is not just all destruction. It is a lot of construction.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not gonna say their name. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna say their name. It's somebody by name of Paul Wall from Texas. Now, this guy been saying different things about Detroit media-wise, but he went back, deleted it. And it's certain things you say about Detroit when you say Detroit's a horrible place. You can't succeed in Detroit. You can't do none of that. Look at all the negative stuff that's happened within the past year there. Okay, yeah, we've had negative things that's happened, just like every other city's had negative things that happen. It doesn't stop people from trying to do successful stuff, prosperous stuff within the city and trying to help bring it up. Like the guests I got here today, we not pinpointing the shootings and all the mass murders y'all had happen down there. Y'all not talking about how we is one of the only cities in the world and cities in America that is telling people, hey, if you grew up in Detroit, you're a resident of Detroit, you can come to college at this college for free. We doing that at community colleges. I don't know if y'all doing that anyplace else. I mean, we got people who is trying to rebuild and get the successful message that out there, like, we is not all negative people. Detroit is a positive place. My man's right here said he's been doing it for 2 years. It's, we got the same message. I just wish the people would stop doing that, trying to bring down the. All right, I don't want to get off script talking about these fools. All right, third question. I'm sorry for that. Like I said, I sent you this earlier. Now we got Detroit versus everybody shirts, which is kind of a state of mind when you, as a city, feel as everyone outside the city is a contributing factor to its demise. But with Detroit Reborn, to me, it's a feeling of we will be reborn and not forgotten. When this takes off and goes national, what are your plans for the Detroit Reborn movement?
So ultimately, the shirts is really a vehicle to get into something bigger. What I really, my goal ultimately is to open up a shared storefront so we could have a launch pad for budding entrepreneurs in the city that they can come in, sell their products. Alongside with, I'm still continue our t-shirts, but I want to also give a launch platform to other small business to be able to not just go into a flea market to create a start off a business, but actually have a support system. So and make it uptown. So that's a big part of my
So,
focus
yeah,
is
helping other companies come up as well.
exactly. And like I said, making sure the focus is uptown as well because we got a lot of development happening downtown,
Yeah.
and and that's awesome. I'm all great, and I'm glad for all our development, but we also need things that's happening in our neighborhoods. 6 mile and 7 mile stuff like that. That
Absolutely.
also need that help. We also need those business incubators in those areas, and that's my goal is to open up a co-working storefront where other business can, like I say, have some space, be able to sell their products, and use it temporarily as a launch pad to get into their own storefront. So that's a big part of it as an immediate future, and then further on to have a bigger space to use as like a community resource center. So I think, well, I guess we would even call it even more so an empowerment center because I want to be able to bring in professionals to help with business coaching and help with product design and development, things like that, to keep it going and, like I say, help other people keep that dream and help rebuild the city.
So basically, what I'm hearing, the foundation is to improve your 5 and 10 year business plan is to expand, improve further, help other people improve. It's just getting out there, getting the means, helping it expand, and helping bringing other people from in the city up.
Absolutely.
And that's what it should be about. Is for one, I'm a Christian, so I believe God is for Detroit. As many as people try to bring down Detroit, I believe God is for Detroit, and anybody trying to go against Detroit. Like, I don't know if you know Bishop Wayne T. Jackson. When he went about acquiring his network, it was so many people. He told the story of how so many people wanted to remove the network from Detroit. It's crazy. So when you got a Detroit businessman coming in and he say, I want to do this, this is my foundation, this is how I have it set in stone. I want to build, excuse me, I want to empower, I want to get out there and I want to help other people from the city come up. We should all be helping hands. You shouldn't have any walls placed in front of you. But I see you brought shirts with you, so that's your camera. Hold your shirt up, tell them the designs and
Yeah, so
everything.
so you can see here, this is actually the first design that started it all. The the simple just D Reborn. Um, then we moved into a few more designs that promote the message overall. As like this one saying, "I stand for peace in Detroit." It's just important that we promote the messages that we want to see. Uh,
And I don't mean to cut you off. I'm actually wearing one of them. Yeah, I'm actually wearing one of the shirts. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm actually wearing one that says "I'm dope."
and,
That's my definition.
yeah, and dope is actually an acronym. So what we're doing is developing opportunities and propelling everyone. So that's
That was dope.
that's the biggest thing about being dope. This is actually another one of the newest designs is Detroit Stay Woke. So it's about staying active, staying and participating, and keeping active and aware about what's happening here. So
That's me all day,
yeah, so
literally
so
and
I'm wearing one of the
figuratively.
newer.
That's me.
We're both wearing the newer designs, and then this is another one of the original ones that started off as Detroit Reborn, and then also because we have so much negative images about fatherhood and
Yes, and I'm tired of seeing it.
you know
Yeah.
and it's a lot of myths behind it. It's not,
Myths,
yeah.
no
So
facts whatsoever to it.
no, absolutely, and like all the guys I know are great dads. You know, we're all from Detroit, and I mean, spend great time with our kids, do everything. And so what I did, I came up with this one, uh, just to promote and show that that it's a lot of good dads here in Detroit that's focused on working and being there for our kids, and it's that myth is a myth, and that we really have to dispel that image.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
don't know why it's such a negative, but like I said earlier, so many outsiders have a negative view of not just our city, but we as a people.
Hmm.
And it gets me to a boiling point. It just needs to stop.
Hmm.
Like you were saying, we got great dads. Every father I know from Detroit is a very good father. Even if they, I mean, have more than one baby's mother, they're still active in every individual child's life. I didn't mean to cut you off,
Oh
but you
no,
got
no,
more shirts
no,
here.
absolutely. And then this is one of my favorite designs actually. It's just about showing Detroit pride, and it's just it's just really about just
I
standing up
like
and,
that
and
one.
being unified, because we know like the fist is just a symbol of power to the people. And it's basically saying if we empower ourselves, if we all work together, we're much stronger working together than we are working apart.
Yeah,
So
that's how it should be.
so I really just love the Detroit Pride shirt. And we have many more designs. We also have designs for like Black Lives Matter. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstance, we couldn't show that one. But we do have other designs on the website
Yeah,
and things like that too.
the reason why we couldn't show, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry for that. The reason why we couldn't show that one is because it's a green shirt. It's like a dark green shirt, and if you're watching, you may not be aware, but we use green screen when we filming. So if you would have showed it, you just would have saw the lettering. It would have looked like some ghostly type stuff. You probably would have changed the channel. It's not that time of Halloween yet, but that's the reason why we couldn't show it. But he's gonna tell you where you can get the shirts at. Every shirt is dope. I mean, you should wear these shirts instead of wearing the YOLO garbage, the other stuff, and especially the skinny jeans stuff. This stuff you need to wear, especially if you're from the city. And if you from Detroit and you not trying to do nothing to help bring Detroit up, if you a business person, I, I'm not gonna say what I want to say to you on there. I just pray for you. But tell them your social links, the events you got coming up. The prices of each individual shirts. If you don't want to get into each individual price because of the timing, but where they can get them at.
Okay, well, the shirts we range in price from $20 up to about $30, depending on size and if it's like a design on the front and back. And you can check out the social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. On Instagram, it's just Detroit Reborn. Then Twitter is Detroit underscore Reborn. And then on Facebook is Detroit Reborn T-shirts. Um, and then you can go to also to our website and check out all our current events. We work on doing things with community partners and volunteering. So if you sign up for our email list, then you can be notified anytime we're doing anything in the community where we want to have people come out. We can get you right on, get you involved and help participate. And that's DetroitReborn.com. So you could definitely check that out. And for like I say, for the designs, we also have a lot more designs on the website. Just a little bit more than to be able to bring here to cover up the whole table, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but it's definitely some other options there, different sizes, different colors. So pretty much whatever way you want the combination, I can do that for you.
You got a shirt for every outfit somebody could have.
Yeah. So like I say, knowing we're here in the city, so I know that the color combinations are important. So
Yeah, it's
we
all about
definitely
coordination.
yeah, you have to
I
coordinate.
try to tell my wife that because she's not from Detroit, so she don't know about our style and our coordination. We have to coordinate. Like I was downtown. Uh, I don't know if whether it was what month it was. It was this month though, but I was downtown and his brother walked by me, And I looked, he had on a suit. She don't know about our Detroit suit style. And I looked at her. I said, yo, brother, what color is that? Is that orange? He looked back at me. He said, this tangerine. I said, we're going and kill him there. He had the tangerine shoes on, head to toe. The dress socks was even on point. So it's all about coordination.
No,
Style is very
absolutely.
important to us out here in Detroit.
Yeah.
But, oh, you can go
Oh,
ahead.
and I was also going to say too that all the designs are also going to be available on hoodies and sweatshirts. So since it's coming up, getting cold, and we
Yeah,
know Detroit, we get some pretty cold weather.
yeah.
This that'll
That's an
help out a lot.
understatement. We get
Yeah. So that way you can keep the designs going all throughout the winter and everything.
all
So
year long.
yeah, all year long gives you that option.
And the thing I like that you said is you do a lot of things in the community. So not only is you got the name of a Detroit Reborn, you actually doing work to move towards that. There's a lot of people that got names for stuff and they're not doing nothing to move towards it. I mean, it that says a lot by itself. So, is there any other stuff like that you got going that you want to move towards for?
Well, we do guys. I do have a couple future projects coming down the pipeline. One of them is I kind of described to you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be all black Detroit. So it's a business directory focusing on black businesses in the city. That's set to come out pretty soon in the next couple months. I'm working with a couple other developers helping me out to get that launched and started. But I really do think that it's important for us to harness our energies to work toward that common goal. So if we can have, business, I work with different partners throughout the city for different things, suppliers, and I really try to make sure if I can order something, I can get it from the city,
Yeah, and keeping it
just
in.
because we do
Yeah.
need that networking and we need to work together to get that betterment for
Yeah,
everyone.
so many people go outside the city when it comes towards getting stuff for your business, and I tell them the same thing. It's important to keep your business in the city. I'm not saying that outside business is any more better than Detroit business, but when we've been looked at and we have to focus on rebuilding ourselves as a city, each individual person got to come together like the fist. Can you hold that shirt up? Like the fist. The one finger by itself can't do nothing. I mean, unless you Bruce Lee, one finger by itself can't do nothing. But a fist together, united, that's what we need to be. So when you say keeping it in, I've been saying that to so many people. Like producers will hit me up and say, "Hey, you know anybody that I could work with for doing this? I got an EP I'm working on," and I give them Detroit artists names, and it's like, "Oh no, I don't want to work with them." All right, well, don't call me no more. I'm about rebuilding Detroit, and I've been that way for so long. So
And we have so many great resources. That's the thing.
yes, people need
It's
to they need to utilize them
yeah,
more.
it's so many great people. I mean, I've met so many really helpful, really people who are just wanting to help and wanting to see us do better as a whole. So, it's a false narrative when we think that we can't come together, or when we think that we're not able to get somewhere to the next level. And I think that that's the thing, is when we do work together, we see that benefit, and we do see how it's possible.
I agree. I honestly had a feeling of the rest of the state of Michigan, as far as the capital. I've had a feeling towards, like if we come together, how we truly can come together, they would fear us. And I don't mean in the negative aspect. I mean they would fear of what Detroit could accomplish. If you know your history about Detroit, Detroit was a beautiful place. There was some riots that happened here, and since then, a lot of people look back and they get the perception of the best friend era. If you're not from Detroit, you don't know about the best friend era. They don't know about that and the negativity that happened with all of that stuff that came from it, the aftermath effect from that. They don't look at how we was as a city before, and they don't look at our city as we can still come back from that. It just take time and it take work, and that's what we need to be doing as people. We need to be taking time and effort. I mean, why is we sending our children to schools outside of Detroit? When I was growing up, to me, we had some of the best schools. Why is we sending business people who need resources for their companies and foundations outside of Detroit? We have some of the best resources here. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and I think the time is changing. You know, it takes people like you hosting, bringing people together and highlighting small business here in the city, and you know, companies that are focused on rebuilding, and also the citizens, people who are taking it serious and working together to get what we want. Um, we're all doing our part, and I think that it's showing and it's coming to light, and it's not going to be ignored. You know,
Yeah,
it's not going to be able to be ignored soon. So, you know, I think that's the beauty of it is, you know, we just have to keep working.
yeah, and once again, what you're doing with these shirts is dope. I think we all need to be rocking them. I feel better wearing this than wearing any other thing because I know the positive meaning behind it. Like it's shirts that got demonic symbolism and stuff I never wear. I'm not gonna put on something that got a cross upside down. It's like they got that stuff. I feel better wearing this than wearing YSL. And look, for people watching, they comfortable. I'm wearing one now. Like um, I have Gucci clothes. They not comfortable. It's like I spend that much money for them, but they're not comfortable. And I feel comfortable wearing this because I love what it stands for. It's for rebuilding. It's for making our city great again. It's for bringing business to a whole nother aspect. When you're looking at the aspect of Detroit business, it's incredible because for one, I'm just looking. I'm stuck on this shirt right here. Can you hold that up? Now I can't say it, but the meaning in that, I would rock this year long. I would rock that. I'm stuck on that.
It's one of my favorites. I wear
Yeah,
it.
I'm st-
I wear it with pride all the time.
yeah, I'm stuck on this shirt. So I'm gonna buy a few. I love this. The whole meaning, the symbolism behind it is incredible. Now, I mean, we only got like 3 minutes left. So, anything else you want to say?
Uh, Once again, I mean, I do want to shout out to my whole family watching, everybody, friends, and like I say, thank you again for just having me on, and having this platform to launch these business and launch, showcase stuff that's positive here. So I do think that's a great ideal and a great project, and I appreciate it. And once again, like I say, you can go to DetroitReborn.com, check out all the different designs, go on to our mailing list, get signed up for any current events or any other events that's happening, and we can definitely keep you informed. And like I say, that's DetroitReborn.com.
Give me your social links one more time.
Oh, and then also on Twitter, like I say, just Detroit_Reborn. Instagram, it's just straight Detroit Reborn, and then on Facebook, it's Detroit Reborn T-shirts.
All right, and for my Facebook, it's official Exodus Swift. That's all one word. Now I've been getting some feedback that they can't find it when they type in official Exodus Swift. If you can't find it then for Facebook, then you just type in Exodus Swift. On Twitter, it's real Exodus Swift. It's somebody out there actually who tried to use my name. I don't know why they doing that. It's real Exodus Swift. That's all one word, at real Exodus Swift. For Instagram, it's just simply Exodus Swift. And then as far as other updates, you can go to ExodusSwift.com for updates for iTruth Media. We just did that, upload the new stuff. My wife's shoe line, Giselle Ray shoe line collection. Check that out. The Exodus Swift shoe collection, you can check that out. And the new album, check it out. Hold up that shirt one more time before we. I love that shirt.
Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light. Man, I woke up light.
Let's go. Woke up like I'm on a mission, I'm 007. The teacher is back, so get ready, cause class is in session. Everyone listen up, this ain't a test but a lesson. Everyone listen up, this ain't a test but a lesson.